Of course, do keep in mind... Ow. Do keep in mind, 7's burst mode did get nerfed. It was a shadow nerf. They didn't tell anybody about it, they just kind of did it. So it does 155 damage per shot now instead of 165. So they got rid of 10 damage across 6 shots, means minus 60 damage in total. Which is pretty good. Do we need more tank busters like Betty? I mean, we've got a decent amount. Really, we just need another tank. Like, that's the biggest glaring issue, is, like, we haven't had a tank this year. And we especially need a point tank. Because we really only have 3, maybe 4 point tanks. Some people count Terminus. For me, Terminus is just a weird case. But, like,
select a champion.
Yeah, we have Barrack, we have Fernando, we have Inara. And then the rest of the tanks are off tanks. Some of them have point playstyles, yeah. But they're off tanks. They're just better at off tanking. And most of the off tanks don't even have a particularly good point playstyle. Like, yeah, technically you can play Point Atlas if you want to, but it's not really, like, good. Yeah, we need someone who can hold a point again. I want that. And yeah, they'll get countered by Betty. But, like, that's her job, and that's okay. We just need more playstyles for the point. It'd be really nice. Speaking of, what am I playing next? After Betty was, Savon. And we gotta go for gold 7. Alright. Unfortunate. I've been going back to just picking a recolor based on the map. Partially because the gold skin looks like crap now. Look at that. Like, it already kind of looked bad before, because it's orange, it's not gold. It's literally a copper skin, or a bronze skin, instead of a gold skin. Like, in the splash art it looks gold, but then in game it's like copper. But yeah, then they completely screwed up the normals for it. Just like the Torvald skin. But while Torvald's, at least you can sort of appreciate the meminess of it, 7's is just like, it's awful. It only applies to half the skin anyways. It's bad. It's very bad. Terminus is only a point tank if the enemy team is playing on the point. That is true. Picking Terminus as point tank and rank got it reported. Yeah, but then other people are like, hey, Terminus is a great point tank. You should play him. He's cool point tank. There are 4 point tanks! Terminus is one of... I feel like Terminus is only a point tank if the enemies feed the Siphon. Because if they feed the Siphon, then you can get Siphon reset by shooting Calamity Charges. And if you get Siphon, or if they shoot your Siphon, of course you get the Calamity Charges, which means you can do more damage as well. But if they just don't shoot your Siphon, then, like, well, you kind of just out of luck. Like, what do you do? I guess you just cry. Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, the Siphon is objectively very good. 4 seconds of total damage immunity. You can shroud a teammate in it and make them completely invincible. That's awesome. But it recharges very slowly. And if they don't shoot your Siphon, then you can't get that reset. You could go for alternative forms of reset, such as getting Power Siphon charge when you hit someone with your axe. But he's a melee champion, so it's kind of hard. And also, if you decide to go for the option of holding your charges, instead of just shooting them out for extra damage, you know, you want to get that extra cheeky damage reduction or what have you. Then yeah, again, if they don't shoot your Siphon, you're going to spend a long time getting that up, and you don't really become strong until you get that. And then, of course, if you build for that, you're also sacrificing Siphon reset, so it's just like... I feel like it suffers at higher levels of gameplay. Like, I feel like Terminus is fine for the average player, but, like... Well, once you play up against players who are good, it's just... It kind of falls apart. In my personal opinion. Of course, maybe I'm playing Terminus wrong. But I also feel like when I play against a Terminus player and I just don't shoot him, like I actually play like a not idiot, I feel like it's easy to work around. Up we go. So far, so good. Of course, do keep in mind... Ow. Do keep in mind, 7's burst mode did get nerfed. It was a shadow nerf. They didn't tell anybody about it, they just kind of did it. So it does 155 damage per shot now instead of 165. So they got rid of 10 damage across 6 shots, means minus 60 damage in total. Which is pretty good. Still not totally underwhelming. Like, it's still really, you know, good damage, and the range is superb. But I am glad they at least did something there. Of course, we still have the issue of him being able to grapple enemies. Excuse me. Just land on my nose. Yeah. But yeah, he still has the issue of the burst. With when you combo with the bombs, he has the issue of displacement, which nobody enjoys playing against the grapple. Man, once you hammer out those issues, I think he'll be fine. Like, legitimately just remove the ability for him to grapple enemies, and then I think he's in a legit much better spot. Like, heck, you could even keep the bomb damage. I'd be happy with that. Just don't let him be able to grapple me into it. Make it exclusively a movement ability. That has the unique feature of doing... Okay, I was about to demonstrate. Okay, that has the unique ability of doing this. That already makes it unique enough, compared to the likes of Vul and Grover. If they want the uniqueness factor, there you go, there's that. But again, Hi-Rez doesn't exactly care about making their champions unique from each other, given the fact that we have so many duplicates of a base assault rifle. Victor, Tyra, Vivian, Genos all have the same weapon, just off the top of the head. Just with different numbers. That's it, they tweak the numbers, but it's the same concept, so like, uniqueness is kind of out of the picture here. Okay, let's go for this. Okay, I guess we'll just do that. Although I got a Zon on me now. That kind of wasn't the best. I wanted to get multiple people with it, but the angle just wasn't lining up like I wanted it to. Okay, bro. See if I care. See if I care. Oh, you're actually, like, really fast. Hold on. Let's get out of here. Oh, I died! Fury just threaded the needle through, like, 3 people there and managed to hit me twice. Alright. Fair enough. Let's buy Chronos Dose. Let's head back out into the fight. I've only been half paying attention to the gameplay, and we're still doing pretty good. We almost pushed that in. They do have 2 tanks and 2 supports, though, so like it is going to be really hard to push all the way. Just based off the nature of their comp. It's also not like the easiest thing for me as a 7-player to really do anything in this match, because it's kind of hard to dive that team, but we're still making it work. You wish they played more off of the fire modes for 7? Yeah. Also, welcome, Swindy. How you doing? He has so much stuff in his kit, none of it revolves around his gun. Yeah. Honestly, like, here's what I would say. Just to completely simplify things. His left click is burst mode. His right click dumps the mag. Does that. Remove automatic mode entirely because it's pointless. It's actually pointless. If you want consistent tank pressure, you could use burst mode anyways. If you want consistent mid-range pressure, you already used burst mode. Like, just leave it to burst mode, alright? And then you can just dump the mag for crazy close quarters damage. Kind of like how Androxus used to work with the Fan the Hammer. But it just dumps the entire mag. And so it's like, if you're in melee range, you can just do that at the drop of a hat. And bam, there's your burst. And then balance the numbers accordingly on burst mode. And mag dump accordingly. So they're not busted. And you simplify the balancing because you only have to balance around 2 gun modes now. And you also simplify the gameplay, and you make it more smooth because you don't have to, you know, like say I want to switch from burst mode to automatic mode. I have to do this, and then I have to do this, and then I can use automatic mode. But what if I want to mag dump? Oh crap, now I gotta go back and do this. You simplify that. It's just better, I think. Oh, that's incredibly unlucky. As soon as I dive in, let's just get stunned. Oh, hi. Unfortunately for you, Terminus, you might be a speed Terminus player, but I am Savon. I am the most mobile champion in this game. So, yeah, just trip over my bombs and die. Alright, Tyra, how you doing? Yeah, get dropped into my backline and die. I am Savon. Alright, let's throw those down. I at least appreciate his aesthetic, though. I like the whole, like, you know, fancy mask, glowing red eye, edgy, Jamaican, assassin thing. He's cool aesthetically. Always has been. Yeah. People still hate him because of the balance, you know? Hello. Bop. Have some bombs. Whoop. Kill her! Yes, there we go. 7 is still OP, they should remove the ability to headshot with mag dump. Whoa, hold on now. Since when has mag dump been OP? They nerfed that like a long time ago. Gone are the days of mag dump spammers. It's just burst mode now. Like, burst mode can 3-tap people with incredible range. And if you hit your headshots, man, the 2-taps are easy. Or you combine it with bombs, like, you don't even need mag dump. Because mag dump is really inefficient. Like, the ammo economy is horrible. And then when mag dump spam was the meta, you had to rush Deft Hands 3, or you had to rush Deft Hands 2 and run the card for reload speed at level 4. Which took away points from the other cards, so your mobility spam was less powerful. Or you had less health, or, you know, whatever you wanted to put. And you know, I feel like it's not the biggest issue. Like, you can't even really one-shot anymore without headshots, and if you're getting in melee range, like literally 15 unit range, smaller range than Androxus Punch, I mean, you could argue the burst is okay, especially for a character who only has, you know, 1900 health by default. You could argue that's balanced. You know, high risk, high reward playstyle. You know, being able to play back a mile away and still do the damage of burst mode is a bit ridiculous. Hello. Oh, you can still hit me. Ah, crap. Thought I was out of range. Alright. Even though 7's like crazy strong, he does still have his counters. You know, just like any flank. You know, he gets countered by Sha Lin, he gets countered by Leon to an extent. Because there are champions in this game who, you know, maybe they don't have the crazy burst of 7, but they do still have the burst to kill 7 before 7 kills them, especially if they get the first shot off. Or, you know, they have the ability to cripple him. Or, in the case of Sha Lin, you could have like a deadly 2.5 second silence with a card, and it's just like, oh, yikes. Oh, Tyra, yeah, I'm over here. Casually contesting Tyra at this range. Legit, I think 7 has better range than Curse Revolver. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he does. Like, I don't think Curse Revolver does full damage at that range, and I just kill her with the grapple. The grapple, by the way, also has a longer range than Makoa's hook, which for a movement ability is absolutely fine, but for the ability to displace someone is absolutely not. I'd just like to point that out. Like, Makoa's hook is very powerful, but it's not overpowered. And it's like for just a combination of reasons. You can't just put that on 7 with greater range and call it balanced. That's not how this works. Sarah's dead good. Alright, yoink my way over here. Hello, Tyra. Are you having fun playing against 7 yet? Are you having fun? I hope she's having fun. That looked like fun, right? Let's just get some bombs down. Oh no, he's ulting. Anyways, let me just parkour across the map real quick. Oh, Furia. Ah, I'm whiffing shots here. I'm like only hitting 1 or 2 or 3 bullets out of my burst. Alright, we'll just heal up out of combat up here. Ram got me some heals before he died, which is excellent. Appreciate that. Oh, that's a lot more people than I bargained for. Alright, get back. Hey, it's just so forgiving. Like, even though he has so much health, or so little health, you know, if you get in a situation like that, you have Chronos 3, you can just get out of it in a jiffy. You feel like you're the only person playing 7 as the stealth ambush guy, actually using burst and grapple to perch up somewhere and rata-ta-ta-ta on people? Yeah, and it's a valid playstyle, the Spider-Man playstyle. Like, you could go Tribunal upgrades, you could run DR on grapple at level 5. But the problem with 7, like another huge problem with 7, that I've talked about before, is like, yeah, spring-loaded burst mode spam is OP. But then his other playstyles are like mid at best, bad at worst. Like, Overcharge is objectively one of the worst talents in the game, and Tribunal Upgrades is very mid. I love the idea of Tribunal Upgrades. I've said it since its release. It's a very cool concept for a talent, but in light of spring-loaded spam, with the current setup that most people run, it doesn't hold up. And like, if you grapple to a wall, the slightest tickle from an enemy blaster will knock you off of it. Like, it's not like a Genos Mark where, you know, the knockback from a weapon won't knock you out of it. No, if you get hit by a single Ashe Slugshot, or not Slugshot the talent, but whatever she shoots, you know, flat cannon, you are off of your grapple. So, like, the actual ability to stick to walls I think should be made a little bit stickier. Like, that's a buff that needs to happen to 7, so his other playstyles can shine more. But you only do that in tandem with, you know, nerfs to the... whatever the heck just happened to me there. with nerfs to the spring-loaded playstyle, you know? Like making the grapple not be able to grapple enemies. None of his builds should have that ability. Like, he doesn't rely on it for any build, it just makes him annoying, regardless of what happens. And I hate that. Okay, I'm going to heal up out of combat here. Azan's pushing the point, but the team should be fine. I'm going to dive in with an ult on this Tyra. Let's go for that now. Oh, Tyra. Are you having fun yet? Playing Savon. Forgot how easy this guy is. Like, they tried to make a high-skill flank out of this guy, but they balanced him in such a way that he is, like, so forgiving and so easy. Ah, let me through! I'm trying to kill you! Azan got away. I don't know where he went. Oh, there you are. How are you? Okay, I don't want to dive you and Furia, so I'm just gonna chill. I think I can head my way right up to the high ground. There we go. Sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky Savon. Oh my goodness, the fact that I can still do full damage at this range with a flanker is ridiculous. Like, when they're red, they're in my full range, where they're still taking full damage from my shots. It's absolutely absurd that I was able to do that damage there. Like, with Maeve, it sort of makes sense, because she doesn't do as much damage as Burst Mode, and it's a projectile. Why does 7 get that range, though? Show them no mercy. What if I just shoot you? There we go. Get bombs down on the Terminus. Just annoy the crap out of him. Hello. Eat these bombs. Das Bomben. And he's dead. Let's reload. Let's go for the ult now. Cerebral Terror mode engaged. Kill Tyra without her even having the chance to do anything. Ooh. Yicky, yicky. Yep, goodbye. Alright. She got the Shadow Travel off. Looks like she lives for the time being. But now you don't have Shadow Travel, so now I just win. I'll kill your Tyra too. She's literally just collateral. I didn't even mean to do that. There's the Tripski. He's getting feared. There's the quad. Give me the Penta. Please. Unofficial Penta. I'm calling it unofficial Penta. There it is. Alright. Just 7 things. Hello, Mr. Chicken. Please remove Sevan from the game, thank you. Please remove Grapple from the game as an offensive ability. It only needs to be a movement ability, alright? Half of my plays that game, of just like me bullying Tyra, were because I was consistently just grappling her out of place. And because of the reset from these cards, I was able to do that so consistently. I've made a whole video talking about 7, so I don't want to rattle on. But like, give these cards internal cooldowns. Alright? Like, you don't need to nerf the values. I think 3 seconds is fine for both of these, but just give them an internal cooldown so there's at least a break. Like a 5-second internal cooldown, maybe. And then, get rid of the Grapple's ability to grapple enemies. Let him latch to the wall, make it so he's actually a little bit harder to knock him off of the wall, so like a basic Drogo's rocket isn't just going to send him flying. And yeah, just, he does not need to displace people with that. Please. Or maybe just one charge grapple? Nah. I think having 2 charges is interesting and fun. You know, it's fun on Vor, it's fun on 7. Should not be an offensive ability. That would actually just fix him. That'd be so nice. But yeah, 30 and 2, 142,000 damage, unofficial Penta. Might be a YouTube game just to remind people of how crazy 7 is even after the Shadow nerf.